Hello everyone. So I think I'm going to break a 3-day fast, and it's breaking it at 159.5. Yeah, there's been some weight gain, so I'll talk about that later. But hey, muscle mass is still hovering around like 95 to 97. Hello everyone. So I've been missing in action. Um yeah, but so I did like 3 rounds of fasting, and then I kind of took a break. Yeah, the story of the break was funny because I think yeah, the fasting thing landed me in the hospital. Um, it's kind of weird how that happened. Yeah, so after the third round of like the first day of refeeding, I ate like maybe the first part, and then towards the end of the night I felt hungry, and I like went and had some food again. But after having that food, I didn't feel good. I don't know. I was having issues with heart. It's weird. It was like, I don't know. I just had a tiny bit, and after that, I just felt terrible. And the main issues I was having was just a huge feeling of anxiety and heart palpitations. Which I was like, okay, whatever. I'll just slip it off. But the next day, I noticed that every time that I would sit down and like, I'm in the house, so I'm sitting down a lot. But like every time I would stand up, my heart rate would like race up to like 150. I have a Fitbit, so I kind of monitor these things. And it was just interesting how like it's standing would like raise my heart rate to like 150. And it's funny how it's just like, even though it was 150, I really didn't feel it, but you just sort of feel on edge all the time. And just standing around and walking around to race up. But then after a while it would go back down a little, and I just noticed that. And I was worried that was it an issue, because usually when you have like palpitations and heartbeat issues, it tends to like point to like electrolytes. And I was just trying, like, maybe I needed more salt water, maybe I needed more water, maybe I needed to eat more. I was not, yeah, it was, even then also my appetite was kind of down, so I was not really eating as much. I was not really eating much. And the funny thing is that during this period of like like heart racing issues, my weight went down. Like, if you're that at the end of round 3, I called the fast at like 158, and then the next day I peed a lot, and then my weight went, even after refeeding, my weight went down to 157. So that's the lowest weight I've seen ever, 157, during all these issues. But yeah, it was like, the first, so I was just dealing with this palpitations issues for a while. And then I noticed that just like my resting was like in the 90s. It's weird and funny how it works, because it's like, according to Fitbit, like for this, like during that time, according to Fitbit, it had me on a fitness, it thought I was like doing well. It thought I was doing well, exercising all the time. So all the while my heart is at 140, 150, when I'm just standing. It would say there that, oh, good job, I'm exercising, I'm in the cardio zone. And I'm like, this is no cardio, I'm literally just standing. But the funny thing about the heart rate issue was, like, if I go for a walk, like if you stand, it goes up to 140, but then when I go for a walk, it stabilizes and goes back down to the 90s. So yeah, but it's funny, like, as I went, like one time I walked to the grocery store, then walking, it's fine, it goes down to the 90s. But in the grocery store, when I stopped walking and you're just sort of like lounging around and walking very slowly, it goes back up to the 130s. I was like, I don't know, I was just scared out of my mind. I'm not scared, but like a little, but like very concerned that somehow I've screwed up my body, or somehow that this is some kind of refeeding thing going. This is a symptom of refeeding syndrome, or something that is happening like in a couple of days after the refeed, after a 7-day fast. So this went on for about 3 days, until like until like maybe on the third day in the middle of the night, I decided I was just going to go to the emergency room to figure out what to do. I decided I was going to go to the emergency room and just figure it out. Yeah, in retrospect, I'm not sure if I should have gone. The thing is, I had an appointment to go see the doctor the next day, but that night I really couldn't sleep. I was just having my heart racing all the time. So it's like I did not know what to make of it. And then so I just went to the emergency room. Luckily, the emergency room, like the hospital, I have two hospitals like within walking distance of me. But I just took an Uber and went to the one like that was within my network. I went there, and then the nurses and the doctors were a little bit concerned because it's not normal. Your heart rate should not be like, cause it's like even when I was there, my heart rate was really like around 120s. So like they were a little bit concerned, and they just, they do a whole bunch of tests. A lot of them are necessary. I told them I don't use drugs, but of course they give you a drug panel and be like, yeah, of course there are no drugs there. What did you expect? You look at me. So yeah, and then it came down to dehydration. Like really what she was said that like doctor like put me on a saline drip, and she was like, yeah, usually when these things happen, the most common culprit is dehydration, and after the blood test it was really that dehydration. Like apparently my blood volume was so low that it was causing my heart to work faster. Just to keep up everything. Yeah, so like with the dehydration, it was just like, yeah, saline drip and then drink lots of water and it should resolve itself. But then also like one thing I have not mentioned is that I do have some heart issues. Well, it's not clear what it is, but every consultation has said that it's fine, that I'm not at risk of anything. But like usually like they say I'm not at risk of anything because my EKG is normal. I'm not having abnormal rhythms or anything like that. So that's why every time these things, some kind of heart issues that I kind of come up, they kind of dismiss it because it'll be like, yeah, your EKG is normal. So it's not something. Even if it's an issue, it's not something to be worried about. But so that's why the doctor was like, the ER doctor was like, yeah, your EKG is fine. There's no evidence of like some heart attack or some severe heart issue happening. But she noticed that my heart's particularly sensitive to the outside environment. Like for example, my heart was in the low 80s, and then she walks in, she sees that, but then as soon as I start talking, it shoots up to like 90s, 100, just by the act of me being in bed talking. And she was like, yeah, you do have a little issue of like your heart rate being particularly sensitive to the environment and where you are in, and it's something I have to figure out for myself. But yeah. So the lesson out of this is like, I don't know. So now I have like a 600. Luckily, I have good insurance because so I wasn't that worried about the ER bill. But yeah. So apparently that was an expensive lesson. That was an unnecessary, and that's going to be an unnecessary, like, I don't know what's the bill's looking like $700. That's an unnecessary lesson to be like, yeah, you should drink your water. No shit, drink your water. And the thing was that I didn't feel particularly dehydrated, because every time I would go to pee during those 3 days when I was feeling like, oh, my heart rate is going up, during that time I didn't feel like I was going to pee a lot. No, I didn't feel dehydrated because I guess I measured dehydration by the color of my pee, and if my pee is really brown, that's a sign to me that I should drink a lot of water to make sure my pee stabilizes to a light yellow. So even during that time, it was like my pee was not especially brown, and somehow she was saying that my blood volume was low. So so now I've been very methodical about drinking water. So after that, it was like, I don't know, I was kind of turned off from fasting for a while. It's like, that's like a week, that's like 2 weeks. 2 weeks of just not eating however I want and drinking lots of water. And to be honest, I don't really like drinking water a lot, because water, to me, if I drink lots of water, that means going to the bathroom every half hour or going to the bathroom every hour, and that I just find annoying. And now that I've been drinking lots of water, and to me lots of water is like trying to drink a liter a day, when usually when people would like try to drink a gallon a day. So I'm trying to like move myself up from a liter to 2 liters, but that's really hard. That's really hard because I don't especially feel thirsty, and to me drinking more water just means going to the bathroom every half hour, and it's like it's and also the danger of drinking too much water is that, especially when you're doing sort of fasting, keto, carnivore thing, is that you're like peeing away a lot of your electrolytes. So it's like, so these days when I'm drinking water, I drink a full glass of water and I take like salt just to like balance it out somehow, to somehow have a way of controlling how much pee I'm doing, every time I'm going to the bathroom. But yeah, it's just annoying. But anyway, yeah, so even though like my weight went down to like 157, but like sort of like the refeeding I was doing, and for a while I was just doing like, kind of meat based or something, and so like meat based, it slowly kind of crept up back to like 162s. And then over the weekends I had I had some like carb binges, and then that kind of shot it up to like 170. Really, it's just eating carbs. Yeah, so again, this point of like when you're fasting for weight loss, you kind of have to go farther than you think you need to, because like refeeding is going to it's a little bit unpredictable how much weight you will gain during refeeding. And of course that's a function of like how much you're eating. If you're just eating whatever you want, just eating all day every day, and then you're eating too many calories, then of course it's going to blow up. But like even if you don't eat too many calories and you're just sort of eating like the allotted amount, just that act is going to add more weight, and it's not clear. Some people add 5 pounds, some people add 10 pounds. So just figuring out how far you need to go is very important. But luckily from that from that 170, it dropped back down to like 165. So like 165 really seems to have been like the stable weight, like kind of I think that's where my body stabilized at, and after like getting all the binges out and just going back to like eating normally, and like kind of cutting back a little bit of the carbs and sugar, it went back down to like, it's a roller coaster. It's funny how this works for my body. It's like, it's just a roller coaster. Like you get it out and then you sort of recalibrate, and then it's probably 165. And then if I had probably done like keto for a while, it would have probably gone down slowly back to 162, 161, and that's probably the stable weight I should be at. So yeah, you can see it's sort of like yo-yo, going back and forth, and like it just, so I guess, I don't know, probably there's something to be said for like just doing one straight hard fast for like 30 days and just deal with that, versus like doing short term extended fasts and then eating again, and then you have to, so that's probably the one con against like intermittent extended fasts. You kind of have to you have to ride a weight roller coaster, and I just go with it. It's like, because at this point in my head, I'm not that afraid of weight gain, because I know I can lose it. So it's so like whatever. It's just what my body does. So anyway, so I sort of like last Sunday, I was like, okay, let's try again, but this time drink lots of water. I would just try again and drink lots of, yeah, just try again and drink lots of water. So last Sunday, like I think like this Monday, I went to like, I started, and I was also saying that maybe I should just want to like contain my fast to like maybe not to be more than 5 days at the most, which is like, I don't know how that's gonna work, because usually like my refeed, and I have to really control the refeed so that I don't gain more than 3 pounds. Like I don't know what that's gonna take, but it's gonna take. But yeah, so I started on Monday, and it was like I wanted to extend it for a 3-day fast, but like on the second day, I had a headache, and nothing made the headache go away. I was like, ugh. Yeah, that sucked. And I think maybe the reason why I had that headache is because like that weekend I'd made this cake, and I've been eating lots of chocolate cake. So it was like, oh man. But yeah, that the second day headache, nothing made it go away. Like drinking water, eating salt or anything, nothing made it go away. And I tried to refrain from taking painkillers. So that's another thing. I try not to take painkillers. So it's like if I cannot remedy it without taking a painkiller, then I just break it. So on the second day, I was like, whatever, fuck it, I'm just gonna break it. And so I broke my fast with sardines and stuff. And then around that, with that second fast, I was sitting around like 165 or so when I broke it. And then but I ate very lightly. I ate, I had like sardines and some, like a piece of meat. Yeah, that was very light. That was a really, probably that's the, even though that was probably the best way to like refeed, I don't like it because it's like you're not eating very much, and I worry of not eating very much on your refeed because I feel like you need to like refuel yourself. But anyway, so I ate very light and then I went right again to and then after that, and I then went right into like the second. I went right to like the second fast, to like second round. So this is the one that you saw me break. So this was like a 3 day. So I was planning for just 2 days, but I did 3 days. I did 2 days, and then I was like, you know what, since I feel fine, I should do 4 days. But something came up today. I had to go do something. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna break it today and like worry about it too. So I broke it today, and usually these days I like breaking my fast with sardines. I open a can of sardines, and that's fine. So what did I eat today? Yeah, sardines, eggs. I had 3 eggs and liver. That's another thing is because today even today with this fast, even though like first 2 days I was feeling fine, like yesterday and today, like towards the end of last night and today, like before I broke the fast, I was feeling a little tired. I was feeling tired and depleted. It was not clear what's happening. So when I broke my fast and I had I was determined that I had to eat some liver. So I ate some liver, and I ate some liver. Went out for 3 hours. Felt good actually. I didn't really feel hungry. When I came back, I was like, I felt like eating. Even though probably I didn't need to eat because I wasn't hungry. But I was like, whatever. I feel like eating. So I had some meat, and I had some cabbage slaw, and then there was some green juice that some vegetable, some green juice that I had from Trader Joe's, and then some chocolate. I like chocolate, so that's my treat. I had some Trader Joe's dark chocolate, and that's it. So right now with the refeed, I gained back 3 pounds, maybe because I haven't drinking that much water today. I'll probably like tomorrow I'll just start drinking lots and lots of water. I gained back 3 pounds. So with this tomorrow, I'm just going to like start again. I haven't decided how many days, but it's gonna be 3 days minimum. 3 days minimum. So it's gonna be 3 days minimum, a maximum of 5 days, just to see how I feel. And then go through it again, and just keep and then just keep going through the cycle. Because I find that now right now it's with all this initial of refeeding and weight gain, I find that I have to get under 145. 145 is the number that will make me feel comfortable, because that way if I gain back 10 pounds, I don't care. 150. If I gain back 10 pounds at 155, I will still be within the healthy weight for my height. So 155 is the 145 is the goal. So it's gonna take some time. It's it's gonna take like quite a bit of time, probably like maybe 2 months. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. 2 months or so. It's gonna take some time. But anyway, so that's my that's my update. And yeah, drink water. Drink lots of water. Yeah, you pee a lot, which is very annoying. I'm still trying to get used to drinking lots of water, but drink lots of water. Yeah, and see you guys